What is integrity? I talk about it in enough videos, right? So what is it? 2005, the Italia's Masters Tournament in Rome. A tennis championship, third round, Andy Roddick versus Fernando Verdasco. Verdasco shoots the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Andy wins. As he goes to go shake his hand, though, he said, "No, I refuse." He denied the point, and he pointed out to the umpire that it was in fact on the line, not past the line, because there was a little clay indent. Because of this, he ended up losing. But he really proved an interesting point. This is integrity, right here. See, integrity can be broken down in three main points, and he demonstrated one of the biggest and hardest ones, which is courage. On the surface level, he ended up losing the tournament, which is a pretty big deal. But imagine what credibility he got. Imagine how much more the umpire is inclined to listen to him if he has another call. See, tennis usually doesn't have, just like other sports, typically go on the honor system. But because he was pointing out something against himself and ended up losing the game and had proof, hey, the call was already made. He could have won, but he didn't. Why is that? Because he had integrity. Integrity goes way beyond just honesty. It goes way beyond just telling the truth. It is a very fundamental, powerful core value. See, a lot of people confuse it for maybe just honesty. See, you can tell the truth and still not give the right impression. It's about congruence. And it's about being able to do it whenever. So, the first principle of this is congruence. And Mahatma Gandhi proves is probably the absolute best. He was able to mesmerize people for 2 hours without having any notes, and they were amazed because they were completely against what he had to say, and then by the end they were cheering, standing ovations. Why is that? They were shocked that he had absolutely no notes, and then somebody approached him, and somebody spoke on behalf of him and said the reason he doesn't need notes is because he feels the same way he thinks is the same way he talks and the same way he does. It's all about doing what you say. It's all about having congruence. See, a lot of us have to have notes because we do not act the way we think. We do not say the things we mean, and we do not mean the same things we say. So we have to keep notes to make sure that we understand what we're going to do. But when you speak on the same level of what you believe, and you do on the same level as what you say, you don't need any reminders. You're just living on the absolute pure being of what you are. And it's a very interesting thing. It's a very amazing thing because your credibility just skyrockets. One other thing that Gandhi had was humility. So, to be humble. Humility, right? See, we're not doing this to prove a point. We're doing this because we genuinely want to uphold the highest character. So, it's very easy to do and say things with the understanding that something will be in your favor. But this is where it can kind of get a little bit tricky. And this is where you have to do it for the right cause. Integrity just goes way beyond just doing something that makes you seem like a hero. It goes to doing it because it's the right thing to do. Much past just honesty itself again. And the third thing, as I said, is being courageous. I heard a story a while back about a doctor who, when he was in medical school, it was very difficult to get in, as well as to be able to pass. There's a lot of pressure, and you had to do really well. Being a doctor, after all, right? So, when you're in medical school, the honor system is expected. You're expected not to cheat under these kind of circumstances because this is a big deal. But the professor would leave, and based on the honor system, would expect everyone to be completely earnest. When he left, everyone would take out their little cheat sheet papers, and we're about to do whatever it takes to pass the tests. Guy in the back stands up, and he says, "I left my hometown. I put my kids and my wife in upstairs of an apartment building, trashy one at that. And I worked very hard to get into medical school. And I swear, believe me, that first person to cheat, I'm going to turn in. I'm going to make it so, they get in huge trouble." And they believed it too. That doctor upheld a whole new standard for the rest of the doctors, and because of that, they ended up graduating with the highest honors in that class for the several years around them. When you are going to hold true to a commitment that involves your values, you have two options. One, you can either modify your behavior so that you can meet your commitment, or your other option is that you lower your values to match your behavior. Which one of those are you?